Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lord Meher book reading. Another Thursday night at India and wherever you're in the world, at whatever time zone, I welcome all of you all to listen to Lord Meher. Uh, we are reading from page number 2324, and Eva is going to start the reading today. Thank you.
Page 2324, Wartime Travel for Must, 1943. Syed, driver, drove Kaka and Gustaji in the Ford. Baba had lunch at Akbar Press and then went to Khushru quarters before arriving at Meherabad at 8:30 p.m. After discussing matters with the Mandali for half an hour, Baba walked up the hill and went into seclusion in the tomb. Starting the next day, he began fasting on tea without milk, taken 2 times a day, in the morning and evening. From the 2nd of March, 2 men Mandali, each by turn, were asked to fast for 24 hours with him. Baba would meet only certain members of the Mandali, whom he would call up for work. Kaka, Gustaji, and Baidul, however, stayed on the hill with him, attending to his needs during his week-long seclusion. During the last few days of the seclusion, Baba called Sailor, Pendu, Shagan, and Murli every evening at 5 o'clock to play cards and asked them to tell funny stories and jokes also. Baba broke his fast at midnight between the 6th and 7th of March with a cup of orange juice. He remarked, "Hereafter, no more seclusion. I will come out publicly for darshan as often as required." And scroll down. Baba came down the hill at 9:30 Sunday morning, 7 March, and had a cup of amsul dal and coffee at the Mandali's quarters. In the afternoon, he ate a bowl of vegetable soup. The next day, Baba went to see a comedy with the Mandali at Sarosh Cinema. At 2:30 p.m., after the show was over, most of the Mandali returned to Meherabad, while Baba visited Gulmai at Khushru quarters. He returned to Meherabad in the evening at 7 o'clock. In response to a fervent appeal from his lovers in Shulapur and Barsi, Baba accepted an invitation to visit there to give darshan. He left Meherabad by car on 9 March 1943 at 6:30 a.m. with Gulmai, Adi Sr., Amir, and Sarosh in his car. He went to Baba House and sorted out Memo's estate, and then stayed at Bindra House in Pune until 4:45 p.m. Kaka and Adi Sr. left with the luggage by the evening train, and Baba, Erich, Gustaji, and Baidul joined them at Dahand. Having been driven there by Sarosh, Baba gave darshan to his lovers at the station in Dahand, in the quarters of a railway guard who had lovingly made preparations for Baba's arrival. Baba and the group then boarded the train. Jalbhai and Papa Jasawala had traveled by train to Dahand from Pune to reserve a 3rd-class compartment. And next page. At the Khushru Kuduwadi railway station, a throng of followers had collected to see Baba, and he lovingly gave his blessings to all. Baba and the Mandali continued their journey and reached Sholapur at 11:45 p.m., where they were taken to Gadikar's small house. After a meal was served, Gadikar's family had Baba's darshan. It was 3 a.m. before Baba and the Mandali went to rest in Dr. Kotney's bungalow next to Gadikar's, which had been arranged for Baba and the Mandali. After Baba had announced that he would be coming to Sholapur, Gani, Pandoba, Babadas, and Anna 104 had been sent in advance to see to arrangements. Besides their main duty of publicizing the event through handbills, posters, and advertisements in front of movie theaters, Gani, with the help of local workers, was appointed to explain to the reception committees at different spots the 3 important conditions attached to Baba's visit. Visitors should not touch Meher Baba's feet or prostrate themselves before him, even from a distance. No private interviews should be asked for. No material or worldly desires should be expressed by those coming for darshan. Hindu, Padri, Kalimama, Murli, and Masaji arrived from Meherabad. Gadikar's wife, Gunatai, arranged fine food for all, and Gadikar oversaw preparations for the darshan function. Many hundreds of people in the district had become acquainted with Meher Baba's cause through work done by Gadikar. The actual darshan began at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, 10 March, 1943. Baba gave darshan for 2 hours under a mandap that had been raised adjacent to Gadikar's house. Then, stopping it for an hour, Baba bathed 7 mad and musts, whom Baba Das and Anna 104 had been instructed to bring. After their baths, Baba dressed them in new clothes and served them food. In the afternoon from 2 to 4 o'clock, a Qawwali program by Krishna Narao was held to entertain the master. During the program, some people came to see him for the first time. One devout Hindu was Mr. Varad, a trustee of the Siddheshwar temple, who requested Baba to give darshan to the devotees of the temple. Baba fixed 7 o'clock that evening for the visit. He then resumed giving public darshan from 4 to 7 in the evening. Thousands came in those 3 hours. Afterwards, Baba was taken to the Siddheshwar temple to meet the devotees there. And scroll down, please. Oh, next page. The trustees of the temple received him in grand style. Baba spelled out to the Hindu priest there, Lord Shiva himself has come to pray in your Shiva temple. At one point during Baba's stay in Sholapur, he made these statements. I am now like a stone which can be used in different ways. Use me either as a brick in the wall of your house, pollute me with refuse by using me as part of your WC, water closet, toilet, or sanctify me with flowers on a pedestal as a holy idol. From now on, no more seclusions. I am prepared to meet all in public, even move about in processions. You and I are all equal. I have nothing new to give you. It is all with you, within you. The only difference is I can see it, whereas you cannot. What I have to do is open your eyes. Then you will see it for yourself. After the temple darshan, Baba went to Rustum Nagarwala's bungalow, where most of the Zoroastrians of Sholapur had gathered to pay their respects. He then went back to Gadakar's house at 8 o'clock and met select workers of the MEHER Spiritual Center of Sholapur for 1 hour. Baba explained some spiritual truths to them, commenting, when nothing upsets you, you are at the beginning of the path. When you desire nothing, you are halfway on the path. When nothing becomes everything, you are perfect. Marwaris, a businessman, and atheists can realize God, but hypocrites cannot. In ordinary human beings, it is the body which controls the mind through attachments, requirements, cravings, and so forth. In advanced souls on the fifth and sixth planes, it is the mind that controls the body. In Majzubs, there being no mind, it is God that controls their bodies. But in Sadgurus, their mind being universal mind, it is God which controls both the mind and the body. Their universal mind automatically becomes the expression of God's will. A bhajan program was held from 9 to 11 p.m., after which Baba retired for the night. The next morning, the 11th, Baba and the Mandali proceeded 44 miles by car and buses to Barsi, where Pandoba and Babadas had made excellent preparations for the program. At 10 o'clock, Baba was carried in an open horse-drawn four-wheel carriage and paraded around the town for 4 hours, accompanied by a band of musicians. And maybe next reader.
I'll go.
Okay.
Baba first bathed. Are we there? Or at the top? He stopped briefly at the house of Morgani al-Lakhani, a local devotee, and then was taken to bless a school and the newly opened Meher Baba Center at Barsi. The procession ended at the Dak bungalow, where Baba was to spend the day. Baba first bathed and fed 7 poor destitutes, or mad persons, before the darshan started. Almost 5,000 people came. To a priest of the place, Baba commented, I have seen you all within a few minutes of my coming here. Now the question is, how soon can you see me in my real state? Baba gave a short discourse explaining that the self exists in all. In Baba, the eyes are open, and in others, they are closed. When the curtain of ignorance is lifted, there is light, and one can see everywhere. With the eyes closed, one can only imagine the reality and sense it. With the eyes open, one can see it and there is no doubt or uncertainty. As each went forward to receive prasad from him, spiritual music was being sung on the stage. Sailor Mama's son-in-law, Homi, a photographer, took pictures. After lunch, during a break for rest in the afternoon, only two persons were granted a private interview. One was Mr. Kerr, and the other was a lawyer named Mr. Mahindrakar, who, despite holding a master's degree in philosophy, was humble, sincere, and devotional. Baba joked, those who claim to know the truth through philosophy should add a D to their degree, making them MAD. Those in search of God should reverse their title from MA to AM, as in I am God. Krishna Rayo Kowal gave a performance of ghazals and bhajans, followed by a kirtan program from 7 to 9:30 p.m. by Chopdi Bua. Age was overjoyed. The doors of the beloved's wine shop were flung open, and all imbibed the wine of his presence according to their thirst. Those having no thirst received the awareness to create it, and thus, deep into the night, the program joyously continued. Baba left Barsi about 10:30 p.m. and returned to Sholapur at midnight. A judge from Calcut, 24 miles away, Mr. M.G. Bendry, had invited Baba to his house, and Baba went with the Mandali at 6 a.m. early the next morning. Before leaving, Baba praised Gadakar and Gunatai. I am very pleased with the love of both of you and the splendid arrangements you made for myself and the Mandali. I wish you to continue, in my love, the work you are doing of spreading my name. Baba then kissed Gadakar's daughter, Nalini, and his son, Digambar, and departed for Akalkat. Gadakar had rented a large bungalow known as Dr. Kotny's house in Sholapur for the function, since many lovers from Bombay and Pune had come and required accommodation. Baba advised Gadakar, before leaving, don't give up this bungalow for a year. I will pay the rent. At the time, Gadakar could not fathom why Baba had suggested this, as his family was small, and Dr. Kotny's bungalow was certainly too large for them. But after Baba's visit, more and more people kept coming for information about Baba, and thus a center with weekly meetings came into being in Sholapur. Only afterward did Gadakar understand why Baba had wished him to retain the bungalow. Baba had also remarked, keep the bungalow and I will come to visit occasionally. Although Baba did come to Sholapur twice after this visit in 1943, he stayed at the Dak bungalow at those times, not at Kotny's. However, his presence was felt in Dr. Kotny's house as his lovers gathered in his name each week to sing his praises. After a year, Gadakar was transferred from Sholapur to Ahmednagar and Pune. Then he understood why Baba had said to rent the house only for a year. In Kalkat, Benji arranged a darshan program which many attended. The recent programs were the first public darshans Meher Baba had given in 3 years, and the first ever in Sholapur district. Hence, wherever he went, the receptions were large and very loving. After the darshan in Kalkat, Baba left by train at 8:45 a.m. for a mush trip to Vijayawada and other points in South India, traveling for 7 days. The most significant contact was Katalanka, where Baba contacted Syed Ahmad Ali Shah, the spiritual chargeman of the area. Syed Ahmad was an aged utterly naked must, and a virtual living skeleton, a mixture of Jamali and Jalali characteristics. This must usually stayed and slept on the veranda of a Brahmin's house. The Brahmin revered Sayyid Ahmad as a saint, and across from his house he built a dharamshala for those who came to worship the must. When Baidul initially approached Sayyid Ahmad, he said, referring to Meher Baba's presence in the town, "Rustam has come." Sayyid Ahmad in turn replied, "No, a cow has come," meaning a friend was about to arrive. When Baidul stood up to leave, he touched the saint's feet in a gesture of respect. Next page. Suddenly, Sayyid Ahmad likewise stood up and with great force hit Baidul in the stomach with his fist, telling him to sit down. For about half an hour, Baidul sat there and then again stood up to go. Sayyid Ahmad gently said, "You are allowed to go, but promise to return." Later that day, Baidul brought Baba to the Brahmin's house to commune with Sayyid Ahmad. Before leaving, Baba gave rupees 20 to the Brahmin for a new mattress for Sayyid Ahmad to sleep on, and also for the purchase of perfumes, of which the saint was very fond. After this must tour in South India, Baba returned to Mahabaleshwar on the evening of 19 March 1943. As usual, Krishna and Venkobareo were the night watchmen outside of Valley View Bungalow. One night, a tiger came near the house. Krishna saw it, but did not move from his position, though he was frightened. The tiger glowered menacingly. Krishna had a rifle with him. Let's just finish the sentence, then we'll go to the footnote. Just as he was about to take aim, Baba clapped. Krishna came inside and told Baba there was a tiger nearby. "Should I shoot it, Baba?" he asked. "Wait, I'll come," gestured Baba. But Baba did not come for 5 minutes, by which time the tiger had stalked away. Baba motioned, "Now shoot." Krishna fired in the direction taken by the tiger, but the bullet lodged in the trunk of a tree. Let's go back and check that footnote.
When Krishna sat inside Baba's room, he was not to bring the rifle or long snake killing stick inside, but only a flashlight. Yeah.
Okay. Inside, Baba asked him, "Were you scared?" Krishna admitted that he was. "Don't be," gestured Baba. "The tiger won't devour you." "Why were you afraid?" Krishna could not explain. Teasing him, Baba remarked, "My burden would have been lessened had he eaten you." After this incident, Baba instructed Krishna to sit in the blue bus during his watch instead of unprotected out in the open. Footnote.
Saroj had had the blue bus overhauled and was plying it in Ahmednagar. It was given to Baba to use during his stay at Mahabaleshwar.
Bilar is a remote jungle-like area between Mahabaleshwar and Panchgani. Baba, accompanied by Kalamama, Vishnu, and Chanji, went to the village to see a place called Jalki's Bungalow on 22nd March. He had Kalamama rent it and ordered him to enclose the compound with bamboo matting to ensure privacy for the women. Footnote.
Separate quarters for the Mandali were arranged nearby.
Harich arrived the next day and drove Baba and the women in the blue bus to Bilar so they could see the new bungalow. On the 24th, he drove Baba and the women to Pratagarth Fort in the bus.
Maybe Rosalie can read
Okay.
from here. Okay. Would you like to read?
Is Rosalie with us?
I thought she is because I see her iPhone. Normally that's Rosie.
No one's responding. Maha, would you like to read? She's